Hi guys. I just got finished writing my newsletter. If you guys aren't yet subscribed, definitely do that. For those of you who are like, who, what? I read a newsletter. It's called Letters from the 8th House. It's where I channel the upcoming astrological transits straight to your inbox every Monday. I went live today. I drew a sunshine on my head. That might be resonant for some of you guys, like solar energy. Already energy's moving. The burping, I was not burping earlier. I don't know what this reading's going to be about. We're going to figure out together. I will probably put things on the screen to like give you guys hints if those things resonate, but we're rolling the astro dice. I just rolled the South Node in Sagittarius in the 5th house. You're super comfortable, like staying in a perpetual creative process. Like what I'm seeing is somebody, like an artist at their studio, just like constantly creating. Oh, this totally makes sense now. I was thinking about a specific member of my community. We had a great conversation today. And something that came through in my morning vision journey was like, if you are gripping at things, you don't have open hands to receive, right? And it's like, for some of you guys, I see you like gripping at your paintbrush or gripping at like the keyboard or like your instruments and these things. It's just kind of like constant creation. We have cyclical processes for a reason. You know, it's not constantly summer, it's not constantly winter, you know, the moon's not always full. You know, these processes are like the natural cycles of all of us, and you're like in this perpetual process of like chasing truth, tracing freedom. This totally took me back saying the word tracing. I remember like as a kid, like constantly, I was obsessed with anime, guys. I'll say it, I was constantly like tracing anime characters, the paper and the other paper underneath, and like tracing because I wanted to get good at it. And there's something about like you following a different, like somebody else's path because you admire it. And the thing is like what this energy is already telling me, because when I roll the North Node or the South Node, it's an interesting texture, because there's the soul growth pathway that comes with the North Node. And your soul growth in this is literally like, put your freaking art out there. Like, it's time for people to receive what you've been creating, even if you do not feel like it's finished. It reminds me, random sidebar, but there's a lot of storytelling coming in with this reading. I teach video game design classes, random. Midheaven and Gemini, I just do a lot of stuff. And I had one of my graduating students interviewing me about like the process of game design. And he's like, how do you know when something's finished? And I was like, that's like one of the deepest questions, because your work is never finished, right? When you think about games, they go through updates and whatnot and patch fixes and things like that, 0.1, 0.2, different upgrades. And so, but you have to post it. You have to share it. Otherwise, you're not going to get feedback on the possibility of other areas that you can expand into, and also connections. That's what the opposite of this North Node in Gemini in the 11th house. Like, you are keeping yourself from a community of people that want to receive your work. Okay. Like, I'm actually really excited for this, because it's like, you have like a pretty wide arsenal of stuff that you could share right now, but it's just kind of this, like, you're stuck in a perpetual spot of like, it needs to be more. It needs to be like almost this fear of like letting people see what you've been creating, because I heard like a fear of copyright. We have autumn and sublimation. You're like stuck in this like constant shedding. Like it's very interesting. You're like refinement. That's what you're stuck in. You're stuck in the refinement process. Like this, like releasing the things that don't, you're like, I almost see somebody whittling something down to a point where it's like, then it's gone. Like, if you continue at the process of like refinement, right? And it's almost like I feel like you think it's spirit-led refinement, but I think it's a little bit compulsive. I'm going to be so honest. All right, give me some advice for the person watching this. Sorry, I love you guys. We have the yellowing and calcification. Oh my gosh, I didn't see this other one underneath. Mystical sister. This card represents me in this deck. That's what I've coined it as. I am your mystical sister here, giving you advice, giving you clarity on what's going on in your life. So this is, whenever this comes out, it's like, please just listen to Izzy. Please just listen to Izzy. But also I could see you like evolving into this and helping people through the same process you're going through, which the yellowing is this sort of energy of like, it's up to your perception, right? You could perceive that the work is done, or you could perceive that it's never done, right? There's like, it's up to you. And there's a part of you that's like, this is never going to compare to the people that you're comparing yourself to. But here's the thing, you are you. And there's this need with calcification to like literally set fire to these ideas. Like it's okay to be appreciative of other people's work, right? But when you're constantly comparing yourself to that, you like, yeah, we have spring. So tell me about this movement forward. We're in spring presently. Tell me about like what is coming through this like growth process. We have the alchemical wedding. We have the raven's head, and we have the great work. I'm here to tell you, everything I've said to you is like straight up like a call out in a loving way. Spring, alchemical wedding, raven's head, great work. This is literally saying like this next evolution into like your creative process is about finding inner union, which it's like knowing when to stop, like not working late hours, and knowing when to rest, and knowing when to recharge, fueling your body, but then also knowing like, okay, it's time to put in the work, it's time to put in the effort, and like hold myself accountable to like maybe a deadline. Even setting a deadline for yourself would be healthy. Like, I'm at least gonna like put this one thing out, even if it's finished, even if it's not. It's like that momentum forward. The raven's head literally says like, what I'm saying right here, this isn't like a invitation. This is straight up spirit saying like, do this. It's not me. The card is here. This card always is like, it's time to listen to that little voice that's been saying, hey, like, you're burning yourself out. Hey, you need a rest. Hey, like your feminine energy is really depleted. Like, that's what I feel like. And for some of you, it might be the flip of the coin where like you're so in your feminine that you haven't taken action at all on like creating these things. And we have the great work here, which is literally sharing to me like, this is a bigger piece in the puzzle of your life, like finding this balance. And right now the like sort of energetic creation or energetic child, this thing that you're birthing, I got interrupted, rude, is just this like bigger picture. And at the bottom we have the sun's splendor. Like, I think you're fearing a unrealistic outcome, but that like you're so afraid of from like your past failures, perceived failures, but you just weren't in the right space for things to like, people weren't ready for it yet, and you weren't ready for it yet, whatever it is, whatever you're creating. And with the peacock's tail, I really am feeling this like, you know that you're destined to do this thing, but I feel that you're stuck in a pretty intense thought loop that is like really portraying perfectionism. And it's about balancing that now, because it is, if you never put it out there, you're never actually going to have the sun's splendor. Like if you're, this feels like a little bit of OCD energy. I'm not going to lie. Like I'm seeing people like, get really stuck on the details. And this is a part of your inner union, is like understanding how to help navigate those parts of you that are really like compulsive about those things, and like give yourself space and soothe yourself, like finding some self-soothing mechanisms. Yeah, you know, and I really just feel like whatever it is you're creating is beautiful, and the reason you desire to create this is because people actually want to receive it. So like, put your work out there. Like, start today. It doesn't have to be perfect, okay? I love you guys. I'm gonna leave this here. My readings are open. I'll see you in the next video.